Okay guys, here it is. This is the fire reflector. It's pretty well done. As you can see, there are two vertical poles. I just took and lashed them on, put a couple knots in them. They hold up fairly well. I didn't put it too high. If I want to later on, I'll put it a little bit higher, but I would not do this in a survival situation. It was a lot of work gathering up all that stuff, finding each individual piece and bringing it back and stuff. I probably could have done it a little quicker if I wasn't so picky, but I was really picky trying to pick my branches so that they weren't too bent or anything. So that's what my result was. Pretty cool. Now we're going to be making a fire here in a sec. I got some tinder up there and over there that I'll gather. Show you guys me gathering that. So stay tuned. I'm going to be making a fire here in a sec. So stay tuned for that, guys. There's the fire reflector. Alright, guys, right there, what you're looking at in the middle is the tree I'm going to fall. There's tons of great tinder on there that I can use. So I'm going to drop that tree or push it down or something. So I'm going to be working at it here. You'll see it here in a sec. I think I can push this over. That should be enough. I was gonna chop the whole thing down, but I just didn't feel like it, so I just pushed it over just enough for me to get the tinder that I want. So I thought I might have to chop it down, but I didn't. So alright guys, I'm gonna go gather what I need from there. You'll see that here in a sec, so stay tuned. We're gonna be making a fire. Back. What I was looking for on this tree was right there. That stuff. Excellent tinder. I'll just break off a couple branches that are full with it. You want a good baseball size. That's my rule for this tinder. It's not good for a flint striker, but if you got a lighter or a match or something, it works perfectly. So what I got here should be enough for what I want to do. So here's a tripod. I'll take that down here in a sec. I'm gonna do a whole video on gathering tinder. That's some of it right there. I'll pick this up as well. That's a little piece of birch bark. Yeah, all that stuff I'll use. It's great. You'll see me taking that off here in a sec. Also right over there I'll get some stuff off that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get some stuff off that. This is also great tinder as well as a shelter for shelter purposes. So I'll cut enough off that I need. There we go. Now I'm not being as careful because I'm going to be using it for fire purposes. If I was going to do that for a shelter, I'd be more careful. So there's one piece. I'll just take off another piece. I'll start here and work my way down. Once again, if I was using this for a shelter, I'd be much more careful than I'm being now, but this, for fire purposes, it doesn't really matter how good it looks. There we go. And I'll just take that and tear it off, and take that and tear it off. So that should be enough. I don't want to gather too much, so that stuff there and that stuff over there. So I'm going to set up the tripod here, guys, so that you can see me starting to light my fire. So stay tuned. I'm going to come back to the tripod here. I'll set that up while I light my fire. Alright guys, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be lighting a fire here in a second. Okay guys, we're back. Woodsman 500 here. Gonna start lighting fire. I wanted to get a real low shot of me getting this fire already. I'm going to be using this folding shovel, soon to be reviewed. You've already seen it in work in a couple places, so I'm just going to make this a little bit more level. Where I've had a fire before, I just want to make it a little bit more level so that I can see what I'm doing pretty much when I start lighting my fire. Now the ground isn't real wet where I am now, but still I'm going to make a fire base. If I do anything in the winter time, you'll see me make one of these. So all I'm going to do is lay down sticks, and I'm pretty much going to make a base for the fire. It'll not only provide extra fuel for the fire when it starts getting going good, but it also keeps it off the ground and keeps it from getting wet. Also, there's not really a big fire danger here, but just to be safe, it's a good thing to keep it up off the ground as well. So I'm just gonna do a couple, lay down a couple sticks here. Then I'll just do it crossways, the other way. It gives me something to start my fire on as well. It gives me a nice, good level base for me to get my tinder organized when I get this lit up. So I'll just crisscross these pieces of little my sticks back and forth. Kind of make it like a raft. Now, for this purpose of the video, I'm going to do another layer. Not because I need to, but just because I want to give you the right idea of what I mean. Maybe not. Never mind. No, that'll be fine. Now, I'm going to do... I like to put my tinder in levels, so I know what's going on. So I'm going to do my level 1 tinder first, which would be this right here that we just gathered. And I'm going to use as my multi-tool, Power State multi-tool. And I'm just going to take this, or I might not even use my multi-tool, just pick it off. Yeah, I'll just pick it off. I like making use of my tools though. And I'm just going to take all this stuff off. There's a lot of this around. It's great tinder if you can get your hands on it. And I want to make it at least softball size. You know, I'm getting there real quick, so. As you can hear, that wind's picking up a little bit. And I think I gathered their just right amount. It's about softball size now. There you go. And I'll just lay that right there. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'll do for that. That's all I should need. Now I'm going to go on to level 2, which is this birch bark you see me gathering earlier on. And I'm just going to take that and rip it. Rip it into sections, just like paper or any other tinder that you use. I'll just rip it. And I'll just start peeling it to manageable chunks. And that'll be my level 2 tinder. So as soon as that starts catching and starts burning, I'll immediately throw this on after that. So as soon as that starts burning, I'll put that, or not all of it at one time, but I'll pretty much start laying it right on. You'll see it when I light it up. So I'm just going to lay that all there. And yes, I will burn this all. It gives me a good chance to start getting my level 3 tinder, which I'm going to start working on right now. I'm going to turn this camera around. Here I am. Right there. Now what you want to do is you want your multi-tool for this part. All I do is take little twigs. I snap them so that they're 4 or 5 inches. And I'll just take them and pretty much baton them, mini style. And I just want to get little tiny twigs that are going to catch easy. And you can use a little baton. Go down through the wood. I won't do this a whole lot. I'll only get enough so that I have enough to get it started, and then I'll start putting the actual branches on. I don't want my tinder to blow away either, so I'll just put a stick on that so that it doesn't blow away. And I'll keep on hacking that. And I'll do it once more. All you need is enough to get your fire going. And I'll just make little tiny twigs, pencil size usually, or smaller. Toothpick is ideal, but I kind of want minimal prep on this fire so I can save my battery. So I don't have to go back every 10 minutes and recharge. So another thing that you can do for another trick is to make a feather stick. All I do is take it and go along and peel up a little bit on here. Usually I'll only do this on one side, but that's what a feather stick looks like. So them will catch on real easy as soon as I start getting my fire going. So. Alright guys, so that's my tinder gathering so far. I'm going to keep on working on it, and you'll see me here in a sec getting that lit. I got my fire going. You've seen this before. As you can see, the fire base is keeping it off the ground a little bit better than I like, but it's always a good thing to be safe when you do this. Hopefully the wind will die down, because it's starting to give me a little bit of problem here. And if it does start to get a little bit too much wind, I'll just put it out. But I don't want to do that because it took a lot of work to get this going. So, back in there, you can see that I pushed all that brush back. Once again, I'll keep a good close eye onto it. Once again, the wind's blowing kind of strong today for lighting a fire, so I'm a little bit concerned, but you've got to be, when you're building a fire out here, you've got to be alert and aware of what's going on. So if I have to, I'll put it out, but it's not something I want to do. So I'll just keep on feeding it. It should be fine from now on. It was a little bit hectic at the beginning there, but I won't worry about it. So I'm going to get them beans broke out, start cooking them up. And that should be a nice meal for this afternoon. As you can see, I just threw a piece of stuff that was on there that I had beforehand that I had lit from other occasions. You can do that as well. So this is my new stir. I'll keep this level 2 tinder. I'll just move that back. Once again, keeping an eye on all them sparks that are falling. Once again, be safe, guys, when you do light a fire. And the wind's giving me a little bit more trouble than I like, so I'm going to get them beans rolling here in a sec, so stay tuned for that. Just had to do some scrambling there. things were starting to get a little out of control, so I had to get this stuff out of the way, which is always important. Just come up here every once in a while and touch that just to make sure that there's no problem there. And I'll come over here and I'll pour some water on that just to keep it cool enough, just for me to know that it's not gonna combust. So it's always important to be safe when you're doing this, guys. Always be aware when you have a fire. Never leave it alone either, too. So I'll just pour some water up and down that just to make sure that I have it so that it's not gonna catch fire. And I'll pour a little bit around here too as well, just to keep my mind at ease. So it's all damp in there now. That pole is damp, so I should not have any more problems. Always remember your location too, guys, for your fire. You shouldn't have to be worried about this sort of thing, but I have lit a fire here before, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it turned out to be. So I'll keep on keeping a good eye onto it, though. Break out the beans here. It's a great thing I love about fire is the beans. So I'm going to break them open. You'll see that here. My multi-tool working on that can of beans, so stay tuned.